I made this tumbler for my wife. She's been into making cups here lately, and several people show interest in it, and it's something that is very simple to make. So I'm gonna make this video to show you guys how I did it and the tools that I used. Here are the materials that you're gonna need for this. Here are the tools that I'm gonna be using for this. It looks like a lot. You might be able to do this with less or more tools depending on what you have available to you. I am using this because this is what I have in my garage. I went ahead and measured and cut all my wood, which I'm gonna assemble into my tumbler. So the first thing I'm gonna do is drill a hole on my front piece, which is where the shaft of the motor is gonna come through, and I'm gonna attach the pipe. Okay, so to do that, I'm gonna find the center of this board. Before you put this motor in place, you want to make sure that you put this attachment that comes with it. I have a spare one in my hand. You want to make sure you put it in there, because once this motor is in place, and especially if you have done the wiring inside and close this, it's going to be very difficult to put that in place from the front. So with the motor in place, please note that I did not use a power drill to do that. I used a hand screwdriver because I didn't want to strip my wood. Okay, so I use that. Now with my motor in place, I'm gonna go ahead and do the wiring of the components that I'm gonna put in there. Again, we're gonna put a switch to turn the motor on and off, and we're gonna put an outlet so that there's power available from the top of the turner. To continue the wiring, I had to put the back of the turner in place because I'm gonna need to feed. This plug through it. So I went ahead and put the back. Had an incident here, you see, while I was putting this screw, my board split, which is what I've been trying to avoid altogether. I mean, not much I can do now. I'm probably gonna try to glue it in place. But anyways, to put the hole in the back, I'm gonna really use this ugly corner of my turner, and with this 1/2 inch bit, I'm just gonna put a hole through it. So I completed my wiring, and this is what I try to say from the schematics. So this is the entrance of my power supply. From the hot wire, then I'm going to the switch, and from the switch to the motor. and on the other side of the motor comes to the common ground, or the common anyways, and also goes to the outlet. Now that we did that, the last step, I guess to close this box, will be to put the holes in this top that are gonna be the home for this switch and for the outlet, and then screw this on top of it. Okay, so we're in the last phase of this little project here. So the way that this goes is the shaft rotates. It has a 4mm hole, threaded hole in there. We're gonna attach this cap with a screw to the shaft, and then we have to cut here so that when we screw that in there, we can put a screwdriver through it. And then because this pipe is 16 or so inches long, it needs support. So here's where support is going to be. It's gonna sit right there, just like that. However, instead of having this pipe rotate in a piece of wood, I go ahead and have it rotate in this support right here. Right. And to do that, I'm gonna have to cut a V shape, or any shape you can. Cut a V shape in this block so that I can sit this flat in there. So I cut my V shape, and here's my support. Now before I fix this support to the base, I want to let the pipe itself decide what's the best alignment for it. Okay, so like I said, I took this block, I screwed the support on top, put some shims in it because I noticed the pipe was somewhat suspended from the support. So I put some shims underneath, and I marked where that is. Again, the rotation of the pipe itself aligned the support in there. And now all I'm gonna do is put 2 screws from the bottom, and that's gonna be the end of this. At the end, you should end up with a functional turner with a power supply on the top, so that if you have to do something, again, you're not hunting for more outlets, you can do it right from there. The people who normally use these turners use a air gun or some heat gun or some sort of other power tool, and this actually comes in very handy. Alright, so that was it for this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Otherwise, see you guys in the next video.